Houston, we got a problem. When we were adjusting the tension on our rigging, we found a stay, we call them, that is failing. The wires are breaking and the crimped end is splitting. Had this failed under sailing conditions, we could have lost our mast. But fortunately, our inspection program and adjustment program, always keeping an eye out, found the problem. Let me show it to you. We have a broken wire and visible cracks. Back out and zoom in and make them a little easier to see for focus. It's cracked on that side, big cracks on this side. You can see the crack right there. So these are called stays. They are what hold the mast up. And follow the stay up and you can see it goes to the middle of the mast. You can see the slight bow in the mast. We have an adjustable back stay. We can bow our mast or relax it forward. So we're going to relax these stays and replace them, the damaged ones. It looks worse up top. I've been up top and looked at it. So let's work on relaxing this turnbuckle and getting this loose. And we'll climb up and disconnect it. We've got an appointment with a rigging shop tomorrow to replace it. Okay, this stay is loose, so I can unpin it here and then go unpin the top. But I'm going to put some ratchet straps down from the top to my tow rail just to give me a little support in case we get a thunderstorm or something. But let me go slack off the other side. We'll see how she looks. And this is the starboard stay. We've got it loosened up. So now we can climb the mast and detach these, but I'll put some ratchet straps from where they're at down to take some of the load in case we get a thunderstorm or something. So let me go get that stuff ready. And booyah! Found another stay in my inspection. This one is failing too. This is my adjustable front baby stay. I'd had this taped up, keep the sheets from hanging on it. So I untaped it to inspect it. And it is failing also. It goes just there below the radar. So this will need to be replaced also, but I'll wait until I get the other two replaced before I attempt to replace this one. The boating world calls these soft shackles. We call them prusik loops in the vertical world. And what we're going to do is use these to wrap around the boom like this up top to put ratchet straps, not heavy duty ratchet straps, but just cargo straps, down to the tow rails to give the boom a little support while we take the rigging off the center of the boom. So that's the plan. We'll do that when we go up the mast. These are the ratchet straps we bought to help secure the dinghy when it's hanging from the davits. We've got a dozen of them. They're 15 feet long, so I'll have to put two together to reach down to the deck from my attachment point with my soft shackle on the mast at the top of our standing rigging for the baby stays. And I got 12 of them, so I can do 2 per stay. They're not nearly as strong as those stainless steel stays, but they'll give that mast support while the stays are off, sitting here at anchor. Okay, it's kind of a windy, rocky day. Probably shouldn't be up here, but we're up here. Let's show you what we did. 3 soft shackles around the mast. Double sets of ratchet straps on both. Drop down to the deck. So let me go down to the deck and get this mast secured off. And we'll come up here and unpin these stays. I'm using single rope technique climbing gear and I'm doing a changeover. I'm hanging on my safety, and I got my rack rig. That's a rappel device for me to get down so I don't have to climb down. So let me get down to the deck. We're going to work on securing this front stay first. We've got 2 ratchet straps. Go up to the soft shackles, and you can see where I've already attached one. So it's attached to that cleat on the deck. I'll move my backup chain tie off there so I can attach the other one to that cleat. Okay, we'll just hook it right to the cleat. Big backing plates underneath the deck, I'm not worried. We'll pull the slack out and then ratchet it tight. Yeah, I know these aren't super duty, but you can hear the twang. They're pretty freaking tight. Without no sail load on the boom, I think they'll do fine for supporting it. Or the mast, I'm sorry. The back baby stays I hooked into the tow rail. It's bolted the entire length of the boat, so it's plenty strong for what I'm doing. And if you look up, you can see 1, 2, 3. All the baby stays are now reinforced with straps, and I can remove them to go get new ones made. So wait for a little less wind for that. Been waiting on a calm day like today. There's thunderstorms out there, but we're in between them, and it calmed down. So here I am, up top of the mast, and we're going to take the 3 baby stays loose and drop them because we got the ratchet straps securing the mast. So let's get these pins out while it's calm. Getting the cotter keys out's the hard part. The pins, when they're not in tension, come out fairly easily, but I'm gonna need 2 hands to do this. So let me cut this off. So we need to get new stays made. We've brought them here. Sailing and rigging services. And they've got pretty good looking shop and everything in there. We dropped the stays off. They said, no problem. Give them a couple days and we'll have new baby stays. We'll come back and pick them up. Service with a smile. There goes. Should have introduced you to her while she was closer. They live out here on their boat over there near shore, but their family owns the rigging shop here in Miami. And when she found out I was anchored out here, not too far from where they are, she said, well, your rigging's done. I'll bring it home from the shop and bring it out to you. So these are the 3 new baby stays that we can put up on the boat. Maybe tomorrow if it's calm enough. Just need it to be calm enough to where it's not rocking like it is now, because I got to work with 2 hands. So let's get these up on the boat. I don't want to have to fight these cotter keys, so I've replaced one, and I'm using the vice grips to straighten these out to where when I get up on the mast, boom, they go in easy. So it's just a stitching 9 or stitching time to save 9 here. So we're getting ready to go back up the mast. We've got our 3 brand new babies. This one's on. I put this on last night. It's got the quick release. And the reason it's got a quick release is you can see our spinnaker pole there. When you jibe, you go from one side to the other, it can't get by this wire. So what you do is you undo the quick coupling, swing the sail and the pole over to the other side, and then put it back on. Now we're going to put on, excuse me, these 2 you can see coiled up on the deck. We're going to climb up, and those are the back baby stays where you can see where I had the ratchet straps. I've got them loose so I can disconnect all that and bring that down once I get these ends connected. So let's get up top. See ya. Ha. Okay. You can see we've got the port side on. That's the front strut. And you got to look in between here to see. Well, we've got starboard side on. Beautiful sunset from up top here. And we're going to climb back down to the deck. Now it's time to reattach the spreaders to the turnbuckles and tension them. We've got the loose gauge on the front baby stay. It's 1/4 inch. It's reading about a 12. 1/4 inch over 10. It's between, it's over 10, so it's over 11%. But I think that's tight enough for that one because I have it tensioned the back baby stays on either side, and I've got to be able to work this quick release to get my spinnaker pole around it. So we'll leave it at that and tension the backwards. Okay, we're reading the 25-26 on this one, which is 12% of braking strength. We're going to leave it at that for the baby stay and check the other side. And port side's equal tension. So let's get some cotter keys. The cotter keys are here to keep this, with the pumping of the wave action, from unscrewing or loosening. So we leave them long, so they'll interfere with it trying to unscrew. And we didn't lubricate this. This is bronze, I'm sorry. So it's good and tight and should stay right there. Okay, port side mainstays right at 30, which puts it at about 25% braking strength. So we'll leave that and go check the other side. And port side is reading about the same. So I'm going to say the rigging is tuned and this job is complete.